In the 1990s, Star Fox was one of Nintendo's most beloved franchises, not far behind Mario or Zelda. In recent years, the skies have been much more turbulent.
I'm in trouble! Do a barrel roll!
But there were signs of a new hope. After missing the Wii, Nintendo's most successful home console generation to date, the first original Star Fox game in over 10 years, Star Fox Zero, was released for the Wii U on April 22, 2016. Beginning in 2008 as an experiment involving leftover assets from a canceled Star Fox game, Star Fox Zero was officially announced as a Wii U title during Nintendo's 2014 Direct. The game was progressing, but series creator Shigeru Miyamoto wanted development to move faster. Impressed by the detail and care put into a Star Fox-themed bonus level featured in Bayonetta 2, Nintendo enlisted Platinum Games to accelerate completion of the project.
My. Angels and demons working together. I suppose if they can get along, we can as well.
As the name implied, Star Fox Zero was not a sequel or a prequel, but a reimagining of Star Fox 64. In an interview with Time magazine, Shigeru Miyamoto said, "Because the game is split between two screens, the gameplay this time is going to feel very fresh, and thus we thought it would be a good opportunity to go back to the roots of Star Fox. The game itself is not a Star Fox 4 or 5, and it's not a new spin-off. It will feel like you're playing that original style of Star Fox 64 gameplay, but in an all-new version."
I'm going it alone! Fox! Go! Fox!
Fox!
Not everyone agreed. Jose Otero of IGN wrote, "Star Fox Zero reimagines the classic Nintendo 64 game, but mastering its awkward controls takes some time." David Roberts of Games Radar said, "There's a good game somewhere inside Star Fox Zero, but its forced reliance on the gamepad screen and motion controls cause it to barrel roll right into mediocrity." The market had a similar response. Star Fox Zero's launch week sales in Japan were the weakest in franchise history. The dual pack that included Star Fox Guard sold just 17,000 units, while the solo Star Fox Zero managed about 8,000. The game would go on to sell less than 500,000 units globally, making it the worst-selling Star Fox game since the series began on the Super Nintendo in 1993. The writing was on the wall, and it had been there for a while. Nintendo had a difficult decision to make regarding the future of Star Fox. But first, there was a bigger problem.
Cliff, first of all, why are sales so bad?
Well, they have two problems with the Wii U. One, they haven't explained to many consumers what the difference is from the original Wii. A lot of people still think that the Wii U is just an add-on tablet instead of being a whole new console.
Roughly 4 years after its original launch, it was game over for the Wii U. Selling just 13.5 million units, it was Nintendo's worst-selling console ever. Not since the video game market crash of 1983 had Nintendo's future as a console maker been so uncertain. Some critics suggested it was time for the Big N to exit the console market.
it seems like hardcore Nintendo fans can't sustain this ecosystem alone, and unless success is dictated as 15 million units sold, which clearly it isn't. And this is the conundrum I think they find themselves in. In other words, I wonder. And people have talked about this for so long, and it seems actually within grasp, and it seems so real. Like, would they just be better off as the path of least resistance to just make these games for other consoles?
They would have to wait a little while longer. On March 3rd, 2017, the Nintendo Switch was released. A hybrid console, the Switch delivered on the Wii U promise of playing off-screen. Instead of tethering the player to the home, the player had unlimited freedom. For the first time, you could take your home console with you and pick up right where you left off. The Nintendo Switch would hope to reset the game. And that's exactly what it did. Gamers all over the world responded positively to the Switch proposition. Play anytime, anywhere. They also responded positively to the Switch library. Compared to the droughts of the Wii U, the Switch was an oasis of steady releases, cultivated with some of the best games in Nintendo history. But Nintendo fans wanted more.
What about Star Fox?
During Ubisoft's E3 press conference in 2018, that question was answered. A new trailer for their upcoming Toys to Life space adventure, Starlink, Battle for Atlas, revealed that the Nintendo Switch version would have exclusive Star Fox missions, featuring a playable Fox McCloud and his famous R-Wing ship.
Can you hear me?
Let's rock and roll, boys!
The entire game could be completed playing as Fox, and the narrative included an original storyline featuring old friends and enemies.
Never thought I'd miss the food on Corneria.
In a lot of ways, Starlink was the Star Fox game fans of the franchise had wanted for years. Seamless open-world exploration, RPG elements, and engaging combat. Yet, Starlink wasn't a new Star Fox game, but rather a game with Star Fox. A detail that was both exciting and troubling. On one hand, Starlink's gameplay pushed the Star Fox franchise forward for the first time since the GameCube. On the other, Nintendo, known for rarely letting other publishers license their characters, was suddenly handing out one of their oldest IPs to another studio for the first time in its 25-year history.
I knew I should have retired back on Corneria. Do a barrel roll.